Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Greg Reish. I'm the director of the Center for Popular Music here in the College of Media and Entertainment. So without any further ado, I'm going to get out of the way and turn things over. This is the Shelby Bottom Duo, Nell Levin and Michael August. Let's give them a welcome, please.
Thank you very much. And we would like to thank Greg Reish and the Center for Popular Music for having us here, and a special shout out to Ken Paulson. So we're going to be talking today about early labor history, a subject that is somewhat neglected, and in particular the IWW, the Industrial Workers of the World, or the Wobblies as they were called. They were a major force for workers' rights and workers' dignity in the early part of the 20th century, between 1905 and around 1917. So we're also going to be talking about Joe Hill. Joe Hill was their most famous songwriter. We'll be playing some of Joe Hill's songs during this hour. Now, the Wobblies sang all the time. They sang on the job, they sang in meetings, they sang on picket lines during strikes, and they also sang when they were arrested and thrown in jail. And their songs were used to uplift their spirits, to pass on information, and also to annoy their captors when they were jailed. So we're going to sing a IWW song now, which was actually not a Joe Hill song because it was written in 1947. And the lyrics to the chorus are on the screen. And in true wobbly style, we're going to ask everybody to sing along with us. You didn't know it, but you're in an IWW meeting now.
So you guys don't get to just sit there, okay, during our show. Very much we're going to ask you to sing along on a lot of these songs, because that's the nature of the music we're going to be doing here. So we're going to start out with this one right here. Let's go over the chorus. Michael, what do you say?
And the title is Put It on the Ground, and that will become very clear what that means very soon in the song. Oh, put it on the ground, spread it all around, dig it with a hoe, it will make your flowers grow. Got it?
Did you guys get that?
Here we go.
Here we go.
If you want a raise in pay, here's all you have to do. Go and ask your boss for it, and he will give it to you. He will give it to you, my friend, yes, he will give it to you. A raise in pay without delay, yes, he will give it to you. Oh, put it on the ground, spread it all around, dig it with a hoe, it will make your flowers grow. For those who run the industries, I'm shedding bitter tears. They haven't made a single dime in over 30 years. In over 30 years, my friend, in over 30 years. Not one thin dime in all that time, in over 30 years. Oh, put it on the ground, spread it all around, dig it with a hoe, it will make your flowers grow. We like to work on holidays, and when the day is done, why should they pay us overtime for having so much fun? For having so much fun, my friend, for having so much fun. Pay overtime would be a crime for having so much fun. Oh, put it on the ground, spread it all around, dig it with a hoe, it will make your flowers grow.
All right, guys, that was good. Thank you. So, Joe Hill is best known because of the song I Dreamed I Saw Joe Hill Last Night. And that song was sung at the Woodstock Festival in 1969. Some of you are too young to probably... How many of you guys know... This guy's got a T-shirt on. He probably knows about the Woodstock Festival, right? It was a famous festival. Anyway, she sang that song, and that's the place where most people have heard of Joe Hill. So who was he? Joe Hill was a Swedish immigrant who migrated to this country in 1902. He was a manual laborer, but he had a flair for music and writing. He wrote many classic wobbly songs, some of which we're going to be singing for you today. He is considered the precursor of Woody Guthrie, Bob Dylan, Rage Against the Machine, Bruce Springsteen, Billy Bragg, all those guys who sing socially conscious music. He's the grandfather of them all. Now, folk singer John McCutcheon says, Joe Hill songs are a 100-year-old version of what is happening today. Joe Hill was killed in 1915, and we're going to talk about that later. In 2015, on the 100th anniversary of his death, there were 40 concerts that were held all over the country celebrating his life and his legacy. We organized and played at the show in Nashville, and we also played at the show in Knoxville.
So the Wobblies wanted to see radical change in the capitalist system through industrial unionism. The IWW, in contrast to the IWW, the AFL, the American Federation of Labor, was organizing separate craft unions, which gave management room to play one union off against the other in negotiations. The IWW's idea was to organize all the workers into one union so that when one group in an industry, such as the steel industry, went on strike, all the other groups would strike in solidarity. The general strike, where workers across all industries walked off their jobs together, was another wobbly tactic.
And by the way, there's a general strike going on right now in Spain. I don't know if any of you have heard about that. Oh, yeah, it's going on right now.
So a popular wobbly slogan was,
An injury to one is an injury to all.
So in order to maximize the power and self-determination of working people, the IWW wanted to organize all the workers of the world into one big union. And we're going to sing a song about that right now. This is a Joe Hill song called What We Want. We want the sailor and the tailor and the lumberjacks and all the cooks and the laundry girls. We want the guy that dies for pearls, the pretty maid that's making curls, and the baker and the staker and the chimney sweep. We want the man that's slinging hash, the kid that works for a little cash in one union grand. Come all ye toilers who work for wages, come from every land, join the fighting band. All in one union grand, and for the workers we'll make upon this earth a paradise, when slaves get wise and organized. Tinner and the skinner and the chambermaid. We want the man that works on soles, the fella that's digging holes. We want the guy that's climbing poles, and the trucker and the mucker and the hired hand and all the factory girls and clerks. We want everyone who works in one union grand. Come all ye toilers who work for wages, come from every land, join the fighting band. All in one union grand, and for the workers we'll make upon this earth a paradise, when slaves get wise and organized. When slaves get wise and organized. Thank you.